Protech warriors around the world. It is so good to be here with you again today. You are watching the Coffee Shop Conversation Show for Entrepreneurs. I am Nastine.
And I am Peter.
We're the co-founders of Explore Protech Entrepreneurial Haven. And every single Monday, every single week for the past 2 years we've been doing this, we get together with a bunch of small business owners from around the world and we just chat. It's about the real deal. It's about connecting as actual entrepreneurs and talking about the things that actually matter to us. So a very warm welcome to all our VIP guests and tribe members on Zoom right here with us now. And also a very warm welcome to everyone watching on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching the replay, say hi to us in the comments. So good to be here with you. I'm very excited for this hour. I think it's going to be a fabulous topic. It's something we haven't covered at all. I don't know why, but we haven't covered it before.
Maybe it's because I've been hiding from it.
Okay, so what happened was this morning I sent out an email to everybody, our closest 5,000 friends on our email list, like one does. And I told them that Peter was going to be getting his headshot done very soon. And he's going to have the headshot taken by Joanne, one of the best the only virtual photographer we know in the world. But I'm very certain you're the best as well, Joanne, of all the virtual photographers. So, yeah, we kind of disclosed that. And then also at the moment, we have a giveaway going out because Joanne is such a fabulous human being. So we have this project happening in our Fempreneur Freebie Facebook group. It's to help small business owners get back on their feet. And the reason we're doing this is because we really believe that if there's one thing that you can do in this world right now to help make it a better place, that is to take care of a small business owner. Literally take the resources that you have and put it in the hands of someone that is a trained entrepreneur, that knows what they're doing, that know how to multiply resources and create a better world for all of us. Because when you help an entrepreneur, when you help a small business owner, you help the direct community around them. And that's how we're going to get this economy on the go again. So anyway, so we have this Facebook group. So in the Fempreneur Freebie Facebook group, by the way, the link's in the description below. There's a giveaway that we do every single week. So we've been doing this, to be fair, for like 3 weeks. This is the 3rd week, but we're going to be doing it for the foreseeable future. And literally, we encourage entrepreneurs around the world to donate a gift. Give us a gift that can help a small business owner.
Let's describe what a gift is.
And a gift is an actual gift, so it's something that you sell, stock or service, but it's not a lead magnet.
Not a lead magnet.
It's not a freebie. It's an actual gift. So what Joanne did was she donated like in excess of £500 worth photo shoot gift to one awesome small business owner that really needs their headshot taken. I mean, how amazing is that? And all you have to do to get your hands on that gift is go to the Facebook group, go to the giveaway post, invite 10 people, tag 10 people, and then tell us why you deserve to win this virtual photo shoot.
And just so that we're aware, a headshot does not lead to concussion. It is a photo.
So that's what we're here to talk about today, guys. We're talking about, Chris, what are we talking about again?
You put me on the spot as I'm pushing all the buttons in the background as always. But anyway, we're talking about the power of a good professional headshot. So basically, when people see you on all your different profiles or when you interact with them, hey, it's even as simple as when you start WhatsApping people. You need to have a really good professional headshot. Like we said, it's not like a pew pew. You should have seen the stuff that came up when I did the research for today's show. It's literally a professional photograph of your head that gets people's attention. Because remember, you got 3 to 7 seconds to get people's attention. So a good professional photo and headshot goes a long way.
Okay, guys, so I want to hear from you on the screen. If you're here to participate, take part in the conversation, please put your hand up and let us know anything about a professional headshot. What do you view as a professional headshot? Do you think it's necessary? Do you have one? Like, does it work? How often do you have a new one taken? How recent does it have to be? Anything that you want to add to the conversation of a professional headshot and why it's so important?
Well, I mean, I think something that I'd like to mention, which is something that really surprised me, was the fact that I understand the value of having professional headshot. I mean, I've worked in the photographic industry and understand that, I mean, photographs and advertising go hand in hand. So, but highlighting the fact that I'd never ever seen that it could be done virtually, which is something that absolutely blows my mind. And I think that's something worth talking about, because I think people need to know that it can still be done professionally and virtually.
Something that I like everyone to do, just a little bit of fun, okay? Like if you're watching on LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you are right now, look up Peter Hingston on LinkedIn. Look at his headshot and let us know, does he need a new one from Joanne? Yes or no? Just yes or no?
Oh, yes.
Okay, on that note, let's go over to Chris. Chris, what do you have to say? I know you're like the king of headshots. I mean, you have like the most beautiful photos I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, here's the thing. So I had that photo taken 30 years ago, and I've changed since then. I no longer have a beard. My hairstyle's changed. I've gotten slightly older. So I think it's important to have an updated one. And it's sort of briefly, as I touched on earlier, you've got those few seconds to get people's attention, and people want to see who they're interacting with, who they're doing business with, etc. Like Heidi says, your peer is a catfish, which you don't want to do. You want to authentically be yourself and bring it across, and do that in a good way. So it's brilliant to do that very often. And I'm super excited to hear more about the virtual opportunities that are there, because the last time I did it, it was a professional photographer. I had to go into a studio. It costs a whole lot of money. It took a lot of time. We're not all great at doing the selfies and the this and the that. So if there's options to have it done often and regularly and well, hey, why not? And the cost of not doing it, as we say, is going to be a lot higher. So I think it's a great idea. Get that profile picture updated as often as you possibly can. And do it with somebody who also understands the platforms that you're going to be using it on. Like I had a LinkedIn specialist saying the other day, and yes, I'm going to still do it, but I must change my profile picture because I'm turned to the side. So then I'm not engaging with the audience, and various different things like that at the same time. So you know what? I think it's time to do some updates. I'm Chris Colby from Live to Dream. I do many things. Just contact me and we'll chat. Yeah.
I love it. That's epic. Oh, guys, you're amazing. Rona says she thought we were going to do the head shooting of you, Peter, live, because this is apparently the first time ever you haven't had a hat on the coffee shop show.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen live.
Guys, I'm seeing a whole lot of yeses coming through, and then sorry, Peter, LOL. Would you like to tell us why Peter needs a new professional headshot taken? Which, by the way, okay, fine, you're welcome to look up Nestine Buerta. Look up Nestine Buerta on LinkedIn. Tell me, do I need a new headshot? Like, I've been trying to get away with this forever, guys. I think that headshot was professionally taken when, like, 7 years ago.
Wow. And you're targeting me.
Tell me, do I need a new headshot? Yes or no? And why? Why? Because like I said, it costs like a freaking fortune. But I mean, like the stuff when it comes out is like so gorgeous. So that's why I'm like so over the moon for this prize that Joanne has donated. I mean, it's amazing. Neil, you had your hand up. What do you want to add to the conversation, sir? Please.
Well, in the various conversations I've had in the past with photographers about headshots, the one thing that consistently comes out is it depends on the photographer. The advice you get seems to be hinged on two things. One, what the photographer believes you need, and two, where you're going to post it. Headshots for handouts, leaflets, that sort of thing, are a much broader spectrum of things you can put on there. You can be looking off into the distance. You can be mean and meaningful. But if you talk to somebody about LinkedIn, they want a direct face shot, see the eyes, see the teeth, was one I was told. And this is a very different thing. So, you know, the smile has got to show teeth. If it's a closed mouth smile, for some reason, people don't like it on LinkedIn. And it really is important to have a good photographer who is able to guide you through these mines in the minefield of getting a headshot.
Thank you so much, Neil.
You're welcome.
That's Neil Jones from Mental Health Consulting.
Yeah, Neil Jones, Mental Health Consulting. I help people and businesses be proactive about mental health. It's not about fixing broken people. It's about stopping them breaking in the first place.
Oh, that's amazing.
Now, myself and Neil, when we met the first time, we were supposed to have like a 40-minute contact session. It went on for a while. It's worth the conversation. So do yourself a favor. If you're watching this and you see the link in the description, just reach out and have the conversation. I mean, this show is not called the Coffee Shop Conversations Show for nothing. To reach out and have a cup of coffee with somebody costs you nothing. So you might want to do that. It'll be interesting.
Marlena has a super interesting comment on YouTube. So she says, I agree, Neil. I think it's also about how comfortable you feel with the photographer. If I'm not mistaken, Joanne, that's actually one of your superpowers. So I know you've shot some people in our community.
Sounds so bad.
And they were very happy about being shot by you. But if they all said what they came back with was they said, she made me feel so comfortable. It was so much fun. And I'm like, wow, if I now remember when I had to have my professional headshot done, it was terrible. I was sweating. I was shivering. I was like, trying to smile, but I couldn't. It was horrible. It was horrifying. I was like, fun? Are you sure? Are you okay? So, but Joanne, tell us a bit more maybe about that process. How important is that process to you?
It's very for me because I put myself in my client's shoes. I don't like having my photo taken myself. So I know what it's like. So I go through an extensive process beforehand to really get to know the people I'm working with. Twofold, I get to know them better, but they get to know me and feel comfortable so that when they come up to having their photo shoot, they know me already. Hopefully it's like being with a friend, so they're more relaxed and we get photos that are more true to life, because the photos that you want, the main thing is to build trust in your audience from those photos. And you can only do that by being authentic. So yeah, it's all around getting to know each other, finding out what they want. You do need to know where the photos want to be. I don't know that I necessarily agree that you have to be showing your teeth, because that's not what everybody is like, but yeah.
Well, actually, I really like that. I think from my side, I used to work with a photographer that dealt with children and doing advertising campaigns for clothing. And his natural ability was to make children just feel very comfortable, that they didn't feel awkward in his presence. And he managed to get and capture some of these most amazing photographs, that if anybody in his business circle, if they wanted to do advertising, if it involved children at all, he would be the photographer to come in and do that, because he just had this natural ability to make people feel comfortable and capture that shot.
That's really cool.
that superpower is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
I can't wait to see, Joanne, if you get Peter to relax while you're taking his photo, you get the ultimate photographer of the universe award.
No pressure.
I'm First of all, I had to chase him down, and then I was like, "Yeah, try and play the guitar," because he kept on making this weird like face, like try playing the guitar, maybe you'll feel comfortable. And then his head was like this. Like,
You know what the reality is that the only good photographs that have ever been taken of me have been taken when I didn't know that they were being taken. So you're probably taking them right now. I wouldn't know.
he's that good.
Yeah.
She's that good.
But that is the power of a virtual shoot, is you don't necessarily know when the photos are being taken. So it takes that extra bit of nerves away, and you do tend to get better photos.
And I think if I try to take them of myself, I know it's coming. And even though I'm taking them myself, I'm still don't like the camera. So I'm anticipating pressing the button, and then I press the button, and I'm like, who is that? I don't know.
Sandra, you have your hand up. Please join the conversation.
So I definitely agree with the familiarity and how you feel about the photographer is extremely important. So I got mine done last year. It's been a year ago in July. Huge investment, like you said, they're not cheap. But it was really cool because I live outside of Detroit, so we went into Detroit in the city, and she had like fun backgrounds. So it wasn't because I worked in the office. Like, I know how to look like that, but that is not me, and that is not my brand, and you are your brand. So I think that's the biggest thing about your photos, is that you are your brand. So if you don't want the huge professional, like if that's not your brand, then yeah, don't. I did do a suit jacket in one of my pictures, but that wasn't my favorite picture. My favorite picture was a more casual top with some foliage around, greenery around me with my laptop in front of me. Like, that's my favorite picture. And I've used that probably the most out of the 30 pictures, like between edits and everything that she did. But I was noticing, I was looking real quick, my LinkedIn is probably the one I've used it the most on, but then Facebook and Instagram, I've used different ones, and I've used less form. I actually don't have my professional shots on there, which is really interesting. But as a professional speaker that I just started in the last year, they wanted, when I did a digital postcard, for lack of a business card, he was like, no, you have to give us like the business suit shot. So I was like, well, can I have at least one like fun shot? Like, it's got 4 different pictures. So he's like, okay, we'll put one in the fun shot in the bottom, but for as a speaker, you need the professional all the way around. And it took me a minute to be okay with that, because I was just like, well, that's really not me. I like the fun one. So the agreement is that the fun one could still be on there, but the primary one is the suit, the business suit, the more professional one. So I found that very interesting. And he's a digital marketer and works with famous people, so I trusted him. But yeah, that was very interesting to do that, because I was like, I just want to go with the fun pictures. Like, why do we have to do the formal pictures? And Peter, I don't like getting my picture taken either, so it was a big deal. So I'll give you prompts. But I don't think your headshot looks like you now. So I would agree that it needs to be updated. So for sure, I am Sandra, your goal accountability coach. I take you from setting goals to being successful at reaching your goals. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, tell me,
Brilliant.
does it look like me now?
A little. But that's not you. I think, I mean, of course, I've only known you a couple of weeks, but this is the Peter I know, not the Peter that's in that headshot. So I think that, yeah, why not? Why not be you? Your true you. I think your true you is that, not the formal picture.
Ah, okay.
My opinion.
Wow, hey? I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Sandra. What a enlightening conversation. I just want to ask you, so, I mean, anybody watching this right now know what a huge freaking prize, like, headshot package is, right? But how often, like you said, you tried them out on LinkedIn and Insta, these 30 like professional photos. Did you find that you got more engagement? Did the ones or did you get any feedback, like the ones that were professionally taken versus the ones that you used maybe before?
I think LinkedIn, I definitely got better feedback when I did the professional ones, and when I've done done like LinkedIn audits by different people and stuff, and they definitely do like the professional ones better. I still definitely use fun ones and posts and stuff like that. But as far as actual profile picture, they did like the one, yes. And like they said, looking at the camera, and then a big smiler. So it wasn't that, but yeah, the ones looking at the camera in the right direction, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, they do get better feedback on LinkedIn. Facebook and Instagram, I honestly think it just depends on your audience, but I've not had any difference in that. And I don't think I've used them as much. So at least looking at it now. So yeah, that's my experience.
Super interesting. Thank you, Sandra.
So that leads me to believe that the person that is the photographer taking the pictures needs to understand the person they're taking pictures of and understand the brand. And
Exactly.
I think that there's the power right there.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Right,
And I
because
think
if you're working with professionals, so if you're working with doctors or lawyers' offices or something like that, you're definitely going to be here. If you're making cat videos and hanging out with animals, you're not gonna want a three-piece suit on. You're gonna want something that hangs out with animals. And yeah, definitely knowing the brand I think is extremely important. And if I remember right, the photographer definitely asked me a lot about my brand, like who my client was and all that stuff. So definitely she's like, yes, we'll still do the suit jacket in one, but literally that was one, and the rest of the time I didn't have it on. So she's like, we'll give you the formal one, but here, let's do these fun ones because you're more of a fun service one-on-one based brand. And that is me. I only do one-on-one services. So she's like, yeah, let's do that. That's more personable.
Oh,
nice.
Brilliant.
Okay. I like that.
Such great feedback. And I mean, Sandra, that is exactly what caught my attention about Joanne the first time we spoke, because her whole brand is called Tell My Brand Story. I was like, yes, finding a photographer that gets it. Like they want to tell my story, not just like, okay, sit still, pay me like thousands of dollars. Here's your 3 pictures. Bye. Never talk to me again.
Be awkward. Click, click.
That was funny. Guys, if you need any help with systems and processes, being held accountable through that journey, Sandra, it's your person. She's absolutely amazing at what she does. Let's, Glaudy, yes, Glaudy, let's pull you into the conversation.
It's actually so interesting to hear this because, Peter, you've got my sympathy. I love taking pictures, but I hate being in front of the camera. And it's like you said earlier, now the button's coming. And even I see it when I'm behind the camera, and I know it when I'm in front of the camera. The moment you know that button's going to go, you sort of go, your smile just freezes. But if you do something that you love and something that you enjoy, immediately the picture just comes out better. I found it especially I love taking pictures of kids and I found when they are playing and they know you there with the camera and they get to know you, they smile and and the pictures come out gorgeous. But as soon as we grow up, we freeze. And I think that's very valid. You have to be comfortable and you have to believe in what you want to give out for your picture, if that sentence makes sense. So yeah, I know I need my profile picture at the moment was, I think it was at the beginning of lockdown, and I was home with my dog, and I did sort of a selfie, and Oogie, my dog, kept coming in, so he ended up in the picture because I couldn't keep him away. So yeah, but I think it is probably time to update that picture. And Joanne, I love the idea of digital. I've also never realized it can be done. So yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. This is my first coffee shop show presentation that I'm with, and it's interesting to hear what everybody has to say. So yeah, and I am I've at the beginning of the year I've started Free to Focus and virtual admin, and basically my idea behind that, where I woke up one morning with a name in my head. If I help with the administration process and all that paperwork that always needs to be done, then at least the business owner is free to focus on something else. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, Cloudy, and so good to hear from you. And now at
Yeah,
least
it's
you know
it's
where we
nice to
are,
be here.
and you know where to get a free virtual photo shoot.
Yeah,
You can listen
yeah, no,
to
I'll
the Facebook
definitely explore that. I think, as you said, when you know, you don't really know when the picture's being taken, so you might be a bit more relaxed about it. But
Possibly.
the worst is, I see it from the other side when I actually take pictures, and I do the same. So it's one of those things.
Oh no, it's brilliant. I think I'm going to cringe in anticipation. But we will see how it pans out. I'm sure it will pan out.
You know, Joanne,
It will work. And
you took
Nicole,
a
your
minute.
picture looks good.
Oh, thank you so much, Claudia. I appreciate that. It's just you getting started.
That's what.
I haven't seen these yet. I'll have to go and look.
Interesting comment from Rona. Rona, I did not know this. This is so, I never knew this. She says, I was told that if you have a profile shot on LinkedIn, you should apparently not be looking to the left. Oh, if you have a side shot. So I had to flip mine to show I'm trustworthy until I can get a better photo. Isn't that hilarious? I did not know that.
Well, I think that's got to do with body language.
Now I look not trustworthy.
No, you're lying at the moment.
And now?
No, you're just lying in the other direction.
Oh, wow. That's ridiculous. Thank you so much, Rona. And yeah, go to the Facebook group, Rona, and get yourself, maybe get your hands in the pot for the prize for the beautiful virtual photo shoot. I think it's, as well, I've heard it's definitely worth it. I mean, Joanne took Megan to a park or a vineyard or something, and Megan said she had like the best time and she got like the best photos, and I was so happy that she did that. Because she's also one that doesn't really have photos, right?
Yeah.
Chris, over to you, buddy. What do you have to add to this convo?
Guys, first of all, I want to challenge a photographer to go to Peter and Estine's house and hide and then keep popping out and taking photos, because that'll just be fun. But please, can we stop flirting about what is this virtual photography? Because it's this concept that's evidently there. But what the freaking hell is it? I want to know, what is virtual photography and how does it work, Joanne? Please, without giving away too much, will you tell us what is virtual photography and how easy is it? We all know the traditional way. If you want a photographer option, then go for it and contact us. We know photographers all around the world because we're that well connected. But I'm so curious, what is this virtual photography?
Well, it was created basically as a way to get around the lockdowns at the beginning of the pandemic and keep businesses visible in front of their audiences. So it's a mobile phone app that it essentially uses your phone to connect me to you, similar to if you were working with a IT person remotely and you give them permission to access your computer. It's similar. It gives me permission during the photo shoot only to access your camera on your phone so that I can take photos for you. And it also gives me access to the microphone so that we can talk throughout, so I can help guide you on how to hold the phone, how to set it up so that I can get the right shot. We chit chat and laugh and stuff throughout, so that helps relax you too. But yeah, it's, when I first heard about it, I thought, how is this possible? It's actually quite easy, and it's a lot of fun, especially for the people that are having their photos done if they're out in public, because it does tend to get other people's attention when they see them talking to someone, but there's nobody there. The number of times I've heard people come up and say, oh, do you want me to take the photo for you? And my clients will say, oh no, actually somebody's already taking them for me. And they're looking around wondering, well, who?
That's hilarious.
And it opens up the world, so you don't have to worry about traveling. I work with a lot of companies that need team photos. The people don't have to be in the same place. They can, just meet with me for 15, 20 minutes. I'll get some photos for them and then send those off to the head office to do what they want with them. So it's, it makes your life easier. You're not spending hours traveling somewhere, having to pay to park, or go to a studio where you don't necessarily feel comfortable. You're in your own surroundings. You can pick the location. As long as you've got an internet signal, we can connect and I can take the photos. And it's
That
just
is
using your
so
smartphone.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually quite. I mean, we often, as humans, we get into these situations where things just can't work out the way we want them to. I mean, COVID was not something we wanted, and we all did seem to get stuck. But people came up with such brilliant ways of achieving the same goal, but just using different technology. Or so I think this is absolutely brilliant.
I mean, just like Joanne, that's one of the qualities that I admire most about you. Is that the fact that you were able to pivot like so effortlessly, seamlessly, and offer something that people need in a new economy. We need more entrepreneurs like that. So guys, even if you just connect with Joanne for a virtual coffee, I think this is a woman that is definitely worth connecting with.
100%.
Also, how cool is this? Joanne says the way you look in a photo will guide people around the page. So if you are looking off the page, the audience will do the same. See, those are things that like not all photographers know that.
No.
I didn't know that.
I didn't even know I was on a page.
You're gonna be on so many pages, Peter. Neil, let's bring you into the conversation again.
Oh, you just need to unmute.
Thanks, right.
That's the bit that it was missing. I was just wanted to clarify that looking to the left thing for you. It comes out of neurolinguistic programming. And the looking to the left is actually just the eyeballs. If people look down and to the left, they're usually making something up, either a fantasy story or concocting a lie or something like that. When people move their heads down and to the left, it's also possible, but less likely that that's what they're actually doing. They're more likely just to be looking something down there. But it's misinterpreted by people these days as somebody who is unsure or insincere in some way.
Well, which direction are you supposed to be looking in if you are extremely sure? I know exactly what you're talking about, because then I'll just draw a dot on my wall. Straight ahead. So I'm just going to draw it on my wall when I talk to people and just stare at that.
Look about 2 inches above the camera.
2 inches above the camera.
We're trustworthy.
We're very trustworthy.
You can trust us.
Right then, you reminded me of a picture of an otter I once saw. Actually, if you're curious, I have one headshot that I use for everything. And if I turn my camera off, that's it.
Where is it?
You should be able to see it now.
No, because it just disappears. The way the screen is set up, it actually just disappears out. So you don't get a little screensaver in place of your block.
You should have a photograph of me instead of me.
No, not with the way we've set up our Zoom.
Sandra can see it.
I think Chris will be able to see it. Oh, Crystal's here too. That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's not fair. Sandra says she could totally see it. That's not fair. So our screen is broken.
Yeah, our screen's broken.
But that's fascinating, Neil. Thank you so much for coming in. Because I'm always wondering, I have this habit of when, I don't know, people make me nervous. So if I'm in a face-to-face conversation, I sometimes, a lot of the time, I'll look up. And I think I usually look there or there. But it helps me to think, because if I'm not focusing on your face, I can think better. So,
wow.
This is what they used to call blue sky thinking. When people were being positive and creative, they would look upwards.
You can't do it. It's
If
my
you're
thing.
trying to be creative about something, you're wrestling with a problem. If you lie back slightly, this is what Walt Disney started this. He would lie back in his chair and look up at the ceiling and then picture everything on the ceiling. And that allowed him to be more creative. And this is where the idea of blue sky thinking came from. And this is why it's now associated with being creative.
Oh.
Hmm.
I was always thinking like maybe people think that I'm lying, but I'm not. And then
No,
thank you.
it's down and to the left for lying.
Gotcha. Thank you,
And
Neil.
that's
What
your
is
left,
that?
not their left.
My left, this left.
Yeah, the only left you have.
So that's lying. That's creative. That's trustworthy. Practice. Thank you, Neil. This is an epic conversation. I love this. Ethan, over to you. Let's bring you into the conversation. What do you think about having a professional headshot?
So yeah, this is obviously super out of my realm of expertise, and I was racking my brain to think of something that I could contribute to this. But I remembered that so Hendrik and I did this LinkedIn course a while ago. This lady, Esther Pistorius, who, by the way, really interesting LinkedIn course, and she showed us a resource called photofeeler.com. I'll post the link in the chat. So it's a website where you can actually post a couple of photos of yourself and people will rate it according to different metrics. So what she would do is she would actually test her headshot on PhotoFeeler, and there's like, look at the website, it'll be like how confident, authentic, or fun, competent, likable, influential. Like there's like a whole bunch of different kinds of metrics, and a bunch of people will then vote on your photo based on that. So you can actually get some kind of data on your photos, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is super interesting. So you're just like, let's circumvent all the subjective stuff.
No,
It's some data.
But it's actual people giving you subjective feedback, and then you can kind of,
Numbers of people.
it's not
So
like
now you've got
AIs or whatever. It's actual people giving you feedback.
That is so cool.
So I'm seeing this coming from a mile away.
What?
Now they want to have my picture taken, and then you want to send me out there to be rated.
Yeah.
We'll have like a bunch of different photos of you, Peter.
It gets
And
worse.
you can vote for your favorite Peter.
Yeah. No.
And this is so funny.
Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate it.
That's Ethan Baird from...
Yeah, from Baird Media. So we focus on helping people generate content for their marketing campaigns by recording a podcast, which can then be transcribed and turned into everything else you need for your campaign. So if you've been curious about starting a podcast, let's chat.
Epic. Love that. Guys, if you want to have a podcast, if you already have one, if you want to repurpose things that you already got, definitely get in contact with Ethan. Him and his co-founder are absolutely amazing. I'm making you sound your best. You guys should team up, Joanne and Ethan, because Ethan makes people like sound their best and you make people look their best. I mean, isn't that like just like and then Neil makes them feel their best because he's like a mental health trainer.
Chris makes them noticed. Sandra makes sure that all the processes are working well all together.
While they're looking their best.
Okay.
And then Glory takes care of all the rest of it.
Sorted. Problem solved.
Now let's take over the world, Pinky.
Wait. Which one? Wait. No. Which one of us is Pinky?
That would be you.
Oh.
Guys, this was a fascinating conversation. I learned so much from this. Thank you so much.
I think we need to highlight the Facebook group and what the purpose of that group is.
Okay, yes. So the Facebook group is a Fempreneur freebie Facebook group. The purpose is to help small business owners get back on their feet. So small business owners, just like us, trying to make a living, we just want to help as much as possible. And the way that we're doing that at the moment is by having weekly stories. Oh, shame. Crystal, yes. And I write about their wisdom and stories. Yes, Crystal, of course we need you. Someone has to write so that they can look their best in the writing as well. Thank you so much. So we're helping small business owners from around the world. The way that we're doing that at the moment in the Facebook group is we have these weekly giveaways. So every single week, the small business owners in the group can go to the week's giveaway, and then it'll tell you to do something. So like something, share something, comment something, whatever it tells you to do, you just do it like mindlessly. Like enter email password here. I'm joking. But you just do what the post tells you to do, and then you get like lots of cool stuff. So literally, like if you're at a point in your business right now where you feel like a case study could give you a really good like head up, like that's something we're going to be giving.
That's coming up soon.
If you feel like you need a subscription to some special type of software, that's coming up. We're going to be giving that. If you feel like you need a freaking virtual photo shoot to get a professional headshot,
that's coming up.
That's literally this week.
That's this week. That's this week. Maybe we should highlight what we've given away already.
We've given away some advertising space in our newsletter, and we've given away speaking spots at our Global Online Speed Networking event,
which was epic.
And the prizes just keep coming. So we're getting in contact with so many different people that want to just support small business owners. Because you know what? We're all ready to give hope back to this world. We're all ready for the economy to come right. We're all ready to just like have things be better, easier, prices dropping for a trade instead of increasing. I'm telling you now, the only way we're going to be able to achieve that is by working together, taking care of our small business owners. Because they're the ones that are agile, they're the ones that take resources, limited resources, and turn it into more resources, which then attract more resources. That's the way we're going to fix this. So that's what the Facebook group is about.
Yeah, so if you're in the audience and you're looking to make a difference, we'll drop access to that particular Facebook page. Yes, it's called the Fempreneur. However, it is for women and some cool men. And the reason I say that is because you need to be a really cool dude to support a woman's movement. Now, we're not talking about feminism that can fly a kite. We're talking about a space of women that can get together, can actually be extremely powerful. So if you're a guy and you're like, oh no, a women's space, do yourself a favor, join the space because they need your support. So yes, Fempreneur, we will drop the links into the description as well. Join that space and support it because that's what we need.
And remember to also go and connect with all of the beautiful humans that have taken part in this conversation. Smile, guys. Look, people want to connect with you. Yay! Awesome. So you've gotten to know them throughout this process. Please go and connect. All their links are in the description below. Just click, 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 click. We've done all the hard work for you. Chris, do you want to wrap us up?
No, I've got to hop in here because, like Rona said, this has been an unexpectedly funny and hilarious yet informative session. So I want to put Peter on the spot. This is one of those rare occasions I get to do that, is put him on the spot. I think we need to challenge Peter live on the show, and we can hold him to that. One of the many, many, many things I do is come up with great ideas. So my great idea is let's take a really, really bad profile picture of Peter and put it on all his platforms that stays there until he follows through with the professional one with Joanne. We run a little campaign around it saying, I've been challenged to post a really, really, really bad photo, and I'm going to update it with a professional one. And then you can see a before and after. I'm seeing smiley faces, thumbs up. Is everybody agreeing with this? Is that a good idea?
What did you get? And how many nose hairs can you see?
So they've taken the photo. Peter's link to his profile is down below. We now see his nostrils, but there we go. That's a winner. So the link is down below for Peter and his team. Sorry, I'm just going to tell the kids, guys, I'm live on YouTube right now. Can you wait 2 seconds, please? So the link for his profile is down below. Go click on it. You'll see the bad picture, and then you can see the after picture when things are better. I think that's a winner and a great way to wrap the show.
Oh, Joanne, we are going to be meeting very soon.
Oh, I love you, Peter. You're such a sport.
I didn't know you were going to take the photo.
Guys, you've been absolutely epic. Thank you so, so much for being here for this hour. Please come back every hour for the rest of your life, preferably. You know, if we can just commit upfront right now, we will be here every single week. We're getting together with different small business owners every single week. We're just chatting about actual entrepreneurial stuff, like actual results. I've done this. This is what I've experienced. We've done that. That's how it went, you know? So just come back and we'll do that again. And remember to connect with each other. And thank you so much for being here. Guys on YouTube, Facebook, you've been epic. We adore you. Have the best day ever further.
I will be sure to let everybody know exactly how this, from somebody that is petrified of cameras, I will be sure to let you know exactly how this photo shoot went. And I will do that in the comments on the Facebook group for the Fempreneur. So jump in there, be part of the conversation. Audience, get involved. Let's have some fun, see what we can do.
Love you guys. May all your wildest entrepreneurial dreams come